equality labs constructed about caste discrimination about to fall down? Well, we will know for sure on May 2nd what the final part of the case between Cisco and CRD is going to play out. But more importantly, right now, it's very, very clear this narrative was built on a faulty survey, and more information is coming out that way back in September 21, the request for the plaintiff to be called John Doe was refused by the judge. This is the Cisco case. And I'm not a lawyer, but my understanding is that when a particular person wishes to be John Doe and the judge has refused to give the name John Doe, what it typically means is that whatever that case was, whatever what the complaint of John Doe was, the judge was essentially saying this is an individual complaint. You cannot make it for, or you cannot apply it for the entire community, which meant that the judge was essentially, again, I'm not a lawyer, this is how I see it, he was essentially throwing out the caste report that Equality Labs had put out. Now, that begs the question. This judgment came in September 2021. What did the associations such as Seattle City Council or the Toronto District Board do? Did they not want to check? Did they not have time to check all these things? That the case, which is what everything is based on. I mean, they went about tom-tomming to the entire universe that Cisco case they are going to win, and that this is going to be the first metric on which everything else is going to play out. But how come the various places, not only them, there's also California State University system, then there is the University of California at Davis. I mean, there are thousands of people around here. Why did they not bother to do some due diligence? This is a basic check. If they had done just check on what happened on the Cisco case, they would have found out that this case was about to collapse in 2021. But this one person has managed to string along and try to make it look like this was a genuine case. Now, what are the people who are now lining up to pass these resolutions going to do? What about Seattle, for example? If somebody quotes what happened in the Cisco case, where the CRD essentially withdrew and promised never to sue the two individuals, Iyer and Compella, if they say, look, this was never a case, and now you have unnecessarily burdened me with extra expenditure, you also made sure that I have to put in more people to filter out genuine candidates. Essentially, it's a waste of time and money and effort. What happens if Seattle gets a bunch of lawsuits from people who are saying that we're already struggling under all the regulations, you added more to us, and now we are going to fight back? I mean, this is not something that is beyond the realm of the possibilities. I can tell you, California is losing a lot of companies now. It's not jobs. Tesla, Oracle, and many other companies are now looking to relocate away from California because the regulation has just become too cumbersome, too many things to follow, and that just doesn't work. Anyway, this is just my 2 cents. By the way, those of you who don't understand the word Thenmozhi, that's a Tamil word, what it means is a person whose speech is as sweet as honey. How sweet is it? Let's find out. And thanks for Hindus on Campus. I think that is the handle, who agreed to have me play this video. It's just 2 minutes long. I'm going to play a small part of that. Here we go.
Everywhere South Asians go, particularly dominant caste Indian Hindus, they take caste. What is it that they do except, make scriptures that enslave our people?
I know that there are people who find meaning in books like the Bhagavad Gita and the Upanishads, but every act of Hindu scripture has done nothing but bring violence and pain. And
the Nazis aren't Germans in fucking Europe. They're actually upper caste Indians. It's really...
There are many claims made in this speech without any proof. And freedom of speech will give you some leeway that you can say whatever you want. But what's the next statement?
Time to disrupt every single space where Hindu nationalists come into play, and every single person in the diaspora is culpable for the genocide that's happening right now in India, because upper caste networks in the United States help to fund the rise of Hindu nationalism. That we also have a structural responsibility as South Asians to really come for our fucking Hindu nationalist relatives. As a 𝙒𝙖𝙧𝙤𝙦 on the line right here is to come for your saffron auntie and uncle, because those people are not casual facts.
My intention of playing this video is so you get a sense of the kind of language she uses. What if there are children present in the room? Isn't it offensive? I am just saying that those who are giving her time, be very, very sure that the first sign of profanity that she loses her ability to speak. You have to turn the microphone off. That's what I would do, because there are children in the room. I mean, this thing about getting outraged, this is not a single instance. You probably have been watching what is happening in Congress. AOC gets outraged that Ilhan Omar has been thrown out of the Foreign Relations Committee. This thing happens all the time. Whoever is in the majority gets to decide who sits and who doesn't sit on the committee. Big deal. So why is such a big deal made out of it? Because they feel, first of all, they feel that getting outraged means that there's something wrong being done. Number two, raising their voices and thinking that by raising your voice, that therefore you are right. It's a very wrong perception. It just shows that you are really not in control of your senses. That's how I see it. And let's go back to taking a look at the other thing that she put out, and then she retracted it. In other words, she deleted that tweet. We need harmful allies to just sit out the framing of Hindu fascism. 𝙒𝙗𝙖𝙩𝙦𝙤𝙦 Tarur. If you make sense of this, do put in comments what you understand from what she was trying to say here. Now, this is not all. On Tuesday the 17th, when the people were outside, there was a lot of abuses, shouting and pushing and shoving that took place. I want to share a small sample of what played out that day. Here you go.
Council members to sit and listen to caste-oppressed people before you stepped into this engagement. We had 𝙤𝙤𝙤𝙤 march with protesters who are working against our civil rights. All we want is the ability to talk with the city of Fremont.
So here, evidently, a documentary maker is actually making a movie out of 𝗤𝙧𝙤𝙦𝙦 𝗤𝙯𝑒𝑟. So there is theater, there's drama, there's tantrum. What she's trying to say is that there should have been another resolution based on caste. But then this is just a proclamation. Anyone can issue a proclamation as long as evidence is provided to them. And there was evidence that something like this Hinduphobia happened right in the city of Fremont. She doesn't even live there, by the way. There is another interesting twist. When people were calling to protest, say no to SB 403, evidently the senators' offices are now beginning to ask, what is the zip code? Why do you need to know? Do you know that when Seattle City Council was listening to phone submissions, people from all over the country were dialing in. All those were accepted. The City Council passed a resolution. So why are you trying to put a new rule? What is so special about SB 403? In fact, if anything, SB 403 is far-reaching, and this is much more serious because it affects the entire state. In fact, it might affect the industry. The startup ecosystem might just go away. So this kind of stuff, pushback from the office staff of the senators, is just not on. Anyway, I'm going to continue. Just watch till the end here, just a couple of minutes. Here we go.
To the extensive amount of caste discrimination that is occurring. What happened tonight was so shameful. You had so many of our people not allowed into this building. Not allowed in this building to
Here's
share
the
discrimination that occurred.
You're in the building.
We want to have public human rights hearings, just like Santa Clara County had, so we can discuss this issue. So many people here who have come to our community institutions, and you did not listen to our people's discrimination. And Raj, you said you did not even know that caste existed in Fremont. You sat with all the Dalit leaders here. Yes, you did. You said you did not know that it was here in Fremont.
the people? Shut your mouth, keep your mouth shut.
Yeah, but you're shut the fucking mouth you here. Don't. Hey! Stop. Please stop. Please stop. Please stop. Hey, why are you making video? Are you a video maker? Okay. Madam.
Here she is coaching them what to say. Is this a crowd brought in busting?
SB 403! SB 403! No!
Ho! Caste system has got to go. Hey!
Hey!
Caste system has got to go.
Yes! Casteism should be finished! There should not be casteism here! Don't bring Modi here! We're gonna die for our caste, I'm telling you! We're gonna die for our caste! We're gonna sacrifice! Any piche kar? Shukar maar de. Salam kya diya? Kutta salam.
The battle is being lost and the scene is getting ugly. Next Tuesday, there's going to be another demonstration of sorts in Sacramento, and it is expected that thousands of people are going to show up. This is going to turn really ugly, but I just want the law and order machinery to be ready. You can have freedom of speech, but there is no freedom of action. You can't throw punches. You saw there how close it came to trading blows. So this is my hope that this video reaches the law and order people in Sacramento, and they've just finished arresting 17 people from 2 criminal syndicates. This could flare up easily to something of that nature. Please be on the guard. Please have additional troops and make sure that the program passes off smoothly. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to click on the bell button